Iguanas are the real dragons of the tropics. They are masters of camouflage. Their green color helps them blend in with the leaves and branches, making them almost invisible to predators. Their tail is like a whip. Iguanas can use it for defense, striking with such force that they can break a bone. Iguanas are vegetarians. They eat leaves, flowers, and fruits. But sometimes they can eat an insect or a small animal if they are very hungry. Did you know that iguanas are excellent swimmers? They can swim at speeds of up to 1.5 kilometers per hour and dive to depths of up to 10 meters to escape predators. Their eyes are like spotlights. Iguanas have excellent vision, which helps them see prey and predators from a great distance. Iguanas are also masters of patience. They can sit on a branch for hours, basking in the sun, and barely move. Their skin is like armor. Iguanas have thick skin covered in scales that protect them from damage and predators. Iguanas are a symbol of the tropics. They are often depicted in myths and legends as wise and noble creatures. Did you know that iguanas can shed their tails? If a predator grabs their tail, they can throw it off and run away, and then grow a new one. And finally, iguanas are an important part of the ecosystem. They help control plant growth and maintain balance in nature. Toucans are the real bright stars of the tropics. They are masters of camouflage. Their bright colors help them blend in with the leaves and flowers, making them almost invisible to predators. Their beak is like a tool. Toucans have a huge beak that can be longer than their body, but it is lightweight and helps them cool down in hot climates. Toucans are social birds. They live in groups called flocks and communicate with sounds and gestures. Did you know that toucans are great acrobats? They can fly upside down and do somersaults in the air just for fun. Their tongue is like a brush. Toucans have a long, narrow tongue that helps them get fruits and insects from hard-to-reach places. Toucans are also masters of disguise. Their bright colors help them blend in with their surroundings, making them almost invisible. Their voice is like music. Toucans make complex sounds that can convey different emotions and messages. Toucans are a symbol of the tropics. They are often depicted in myths and legends as wise and noble creatures. Did you know that toucans can shed their beaks? If a predator grabs their beak, they can throw it away and run away, and then grow a new one. And finally, toucans are an important part of the ecosystem. They help control plant growth and maintain balance in nature. Sea stars are true wonders of the ocean. They are not fish, but echinoderms. They do not have a brain, but they do have a nervous system that allows them to sense and respond to their environment. Their bodies are like a construction set. Sea stars can regenerate lost arms, and some species can even grow a new star from a single torn arm. Sea stars are predators. They eat shellfish, crayfish, and even other sea stars, turning their stomachs inside out to digest their prey. Did you know that sea stars are masters of camouflage? Their coloring helps them blend in with rocks and corals, making them almost invisible to predators. Their legs are like suction cups. Sea stars have hundreds of tiny legs on the underside of their bodies that help them move and attach to surfaces. Sea stars are also masters of patience. They can sit in one place for hours, waiting for prey, and barely move. Their skin is like armor. Starfish have thick skin covered in spines that protects them from damage and predators. Starfish are a symbol of the ocean. They are often depicted in myths and legends as wise and noble creatures. Did you know that starfish can live up to 35 years? That's like living 3.5 decades just swimming in the ocean. And finally, starfish are an important part of the ecosystem. They help control mollusk populations and maintain balance in nature. Roosters are the real alarm clocks of the farm. They are not just birds, but the real leaders of the hen house. They protect their hens and keep order in the flock. Their crowing is like an alarm signal. Roosters crow not only at dawn, but also during the day to mark their territory. Roosters are masters of combat. They can fight with other roosters for leadership in the flock, using their sharp spurs. Did you know that roosters are great fathers? They protect their chickens and can even teach them to find food. Their comb is like a crown. Roosters have a bright comb on their heads, which helps them attract hens and scare away predators. Roosters are also masters of camouflage. Their bright colors help them blend into the environment, making them almost invisible to predators. Their legs are like weapons. Roosters have powerful legs with sharp claws that help them defend themselves and dig the ground for food. Roosters are a symbol of the morning and a new day. They are often depicted in myths and legends as wise and noble creatures. Did you know that roosters can live up to 10 years? That's like living a decade just crowing and protecting your hens. And finally, roosters are an important part of the farm. They help control insect populations and maintain balance in nature. Frogs are the true jumpers and singers of nature. They are masters of camouflage. Their coloring helps them blend in with leaves, water, and rocks, making them almost invisible to predators. Their jumping is like flying. Frogs can jump 20 times their body length. That's like jumping over a bus. Frogs are predators. They eat insects, worms, and even small animals, catching them with their sticky tongues. Did you know that frogs are excellent swimmers? They can swim underwater and even breathe through their skin when they are in the water. Their voice is like music. Frogs make different sounds to attract mates and scare away predators. Frogs are also masters of metamorphosis. They start life as tadpoles and then turn into adult frogs, losing their tail and growing legs. Their skin is like a sponge. Frogs have moist skin that helps them breathe and retain moisture. Frogs are a symbol of water and life. They are often depicted in myths and legends as wise and noble creatures. Did you know that frogs can live up to 15 years? That's like living for a decade and a half, just jumping and croaking. And finally, frogs are an important part of the ecosystem. They help control insect populations and maintain balance in nature. Sparrows are true city dwellers. They are masters of adaptation. They can live in both cities and the countryside, adapting to different conditions. Their chirping is like a conversation. Sparrows communicate using complex sounds that can convey different emotions and messages. Sparrows are social birds. They live in groups called flocks and work together to find food and protect themselves from predators. Did you know that sparrows are great builders? They build nests from grass, feathers, and even trash to protect themselves from bad weather. Their beak is like a tool. Sparrows have a short but powerful beak that helps them crack seeds and insects. Sparrows are also masters of camouflage. Their brown coloring helps them blend into their surroundings, making them almost invisible to predators. Their legs are like springs. Sparrows have strong legs that help them jump and move quickly on the ground. Sparrows are a symbol of the city. They are often depicted in myths and legends as wise and noble creatures. Did you know that sparrows can live up to 5 years? That's like living half a decade just chirping and jumping around the city. And finally, sparrows are an important part of the ecosystem. They help control insect populations and maintain balance in nature.